The Brotherly Republic of Kazakhstan. First and foremost, we have to acknowledge that the embracement of cultures, races, growth mindset, and ethnicities mixtures are not only capable of forming but also strengthening any nation's self identity. Consequently, to cut a long story short, let's discourse and take Kazakhstan into consideration as a core example. Have you ever wondered what it's like to live in Kazakhstan? Well, we are going to have a glance at some aspects which represent Kazakhstan's uniqueness. It's beyond a shadow of doubt that the events, themes, heroes, and development aspirations were the confiding parameters of any state of independence, as Kazakhstan's initial Independence Day was declared on October 25th, 1990, and full independence on December 16th, 1991. Kazakhstan's nomenclature etymological perspective refers to that the name Kaza is derived from the ancient Turkic word Kaz, which means to wander. Also, the term Kazakh is the same origin, and the Persian suffix stan means land or place of. So, Kazakhstan can be literally translated as land of the wanderers. On the other hand, the Almaty city in southern Kazakhstan was the former capital before shifting to northern Kazakhstan, considering Astana, which literally means capital city. As the recent capital city, it's a modern city that has been built from scratch in just 30 years or so. It has been chosen as the capital of Kazakhstan because of security reasons, the very beautiful scenery with mountains around it, and its location, which is close to other major cities like Almaty and Shymkent. Astana later acquired its present name Nur Sultan on 23rd March 2019 after the name of Nur Sultan Nazarbayev, President of Kazakhstan 1990-2019. Following a unanimous vote in Kazakhstan's parliament, Nur Sultan, the capital city, is located on the banks of Ishim River in the north portion of Kazakhstan, within the Akmola region, as a region of the vast plains on the famous Ishim River with an area of about 722 square kilometers, corresponding to 279 square miles. Nur Sultan is a medium-sized city bearing the most beautiful views of the cities located between Beijing and Moscow, and is home to almost one-third of the nation's population. It's also known for its futuristic architecture, steeps, and mountains. Nur Sultan has been inhabited by many races, ethnicities, and religions, and many forums have been held that discuss issue of interethnic relations and interreligious cooperation. That's why we consider Kazakhstan is a multi-ethnic and multi-religious country. Nur Sultan is an all-inclusive cosmopolitan city with a balance of Kazakhs, Russians, and other ethnic groups, all living together comfortably with the same degree of tolerance and intercultural harmony associated with its southern counterpart, Almaty. Nur Sultan is a city which distinguished and developed in less than 15 years thanks to the growth of the economy in the country as well as the remarkable political administration. Nur Sultan is obtaining an important railway junctions that link among major cities in Kazakhstan, including from Talgo to Almaty, where international trains depart for Russia, Ukraine, and Kyrgyzstan. Nur Sultan is characterized by unique transportation routes and international airport that was designed by the Japanese architect Kisho Kurokawa, which includes scheduled flights to Turkey, Britain, Thailand, and Russia. The summer is pleasant, while the winter is severely cold. It's the second coldest capital in the world. Nur Sultan is distinguished by its entertainment venues, where you can work, have fun, and earn money same time. There are international shopping centers and high-end restaurants to suit all tastes, most of which are on the south bank of the famous Ishim River. What about the attractions? Talking about the Baytrik Tower, which is one of Nur Sultan's landmarks. It's a symbol of the poplar tree. It's 105-meter tall, rises from a wide flat base within a raised plaza, which was designed by the architect of the project, Akmurza Rustem Bekov. It's famous tourist attraction and has many foreign and Kazakh visitors. The Islamic Library, which was built in 2005, is worth mentioning that the Kazakhs are nominally Muslim people. During much of their long nomadic period, the Kazakhs' adherence to Islam remained informal and permissive. When they moved into settlements or sent their children to towns such as Sterlitmar and Bukhara for an education, that situation changed, knowing that Islam was first introduced by Arabs and it's the most commonly practiced religion in Kazakhstan. Since according to 2013 statistical studies, there were about 2,320 masjids, where Hazrat Sultan is the largest masjid in Central Asia. Located in the capital city, Nur Sultan, construction of the masjid began in June 2009. On July 6th, 2012, at 12:30 p.m., the masjid was inaugurated. The new presidential palace, Akorgan, the wall center of the President of Kazakhstan, extends to the south bank. The green water of the boulevard on which we find the new walled center Khan Shatir, which is distinguished by its design, overlooks it. 250 kilometers from the capital lies Provoy, a spot of beauty with its beautiful landscapes that invite us to relax. Alkmaar State Museum of Art is famous for many features of art like painting, sculpture, and graphics, in addition to the nation's unique folklore, which is not only considered as a mirror of culture but also fuel of enlightenment that inspires us to mention that in 2012, the large-scale cultural project and the first Republican creative content Kazakh nation epic history and traditions of Kazakh people was devoted to the Independence Day, which in turn inspired many other artists to perform more extra distinguished pieces of art. What's more interesting is that Kazakhstan is home to many beautiful national parks, such as Kalzha Lakes National Park and Tianshan National Park, just to name a few. You can get acquainted with more things that are better to know about Kazakhstan. Which country of the world has more than 200 ethnic groups? Does Kazakhstan have exceptional customs and traditions? Where is the largest lake in the Central Asia? Which is the 15th largest lake in the world? Where is the most place that you can explore the nature beauty of this globe? Is there a lake that connects two straits of both fresh and brackish water together on this planet Earth? What is the currency of Kazakhstan? We are here to answer all your questions, as it's no secret that all the answers shall be found only in Kazakhstan. Because of that, we love it and want you to share us this love too. Certainly, you know that the perfect way to learn something is to practice it yourself or talk to someone who has already learned it. Therefore, I may tell you that Kazakhstan has its own unique ritual, holidays, customs, and traditions that contain many of the events and miscellaneous scenes like Konaqasy. It's a kind of practical attitude and the most significant hospitality-related one of the household scenes, which was followed since the ancient times, where the accidental travelers as well as guests were always welcomed with hospitality and are invited to the most delicious food. The ancestors of the Kazakhs were nomads, so staying in an unfamiliar house was a common and normal matter. Shildekhana, a holiday arranged for a newborn baby, where friends and relatives come during the daytime with gifts for congratulations, and in the evening the attendees are having fun singing songs playing on dumbra, which is national musical instrument, and enjoying themselves. Kalzha, which is a meat food that's specially prepared and brought by friends and relatives for the mother that gave birth to a child. This, on one hand, is care about a woman so that she quickly compensates the lost energy and regains health, and on the other hand, is a sign of respect, attention, and cherish the mother. Kirkynan shygaru is a ritual that is carried out on the 40th day after the birth of the child includes bathing the baby in 40 spoons of water, as well as the first haircut and nails. Sindhu. This is the rite of circumcision. When the boy is 3, 5, or 7 years old, the odd years, he must go through the circumcision ceremony. The custom is considered religious, although not only Muslims practice that. Kazakh people are making feasts for all the invited guests of friends and family members, of course. The baby boy gets a horse and many other gifts. Tilashar is a holiday that is organized in the honor of the school period beginning in a child's life. When the child reaches the age of 7, his or her parents start the education in the school. In the course of the Tilashar ceremony, the elderly bless him or her to study well, and the kid gets presents that are called Big Hizia, which is the main purpose of the rite is to show that his child is becoming grown up one, that now a new world is approaching him. Another pathos events like proclamation into Khan's soldiers' farewell and Batira Sautas, Dastarkhan, which is a big ceremonial dining spread, knowing that the word has a correlated translation since it means the tablecloth or a cloth which is used below such a big feasty spread. In addition to more symbolic, allegorical subjects like shamanism, eternal nomadic life, long road, and heritage too. Kazakhstan has more than 4,500 kilometers, equivalent to 2,800 miles, of coastline along the Caspian Sea. Kazakhstan's surface is covered by 26% desert, 44% semi-desert, 6% forest, and 24% steppe terrain, in addition to a few other landscapes. Today, Kazakhstan is known for its natural beauty and its rich culture. Their famous carpet weaving tradition dates back hundreds of years and continues to thrive today. The Kazakh language is spoken by approximately 17 million people globally, who also speak other languages including Russian, with an area of 2,724,900 square kilometers, equivalent to 1,052,090 square miles approximately. Kazakhstan is larger than all of Western Europe and over 6 times larger than California in size. It's home to, according to the estimated population of Kazakhstan as of 2022, 19,261,000 people, with many different nationalities including Kazakhs, Russians, Germans, Tatars, and Uighurs. The population density of Kazakhstan in 2022 was 18.3 people per square mile. Not only Kazakhstan is located in the heart of the continent within the Eurasian continent, the largest landlocked country and the ninth largest nation in the world. It borders Russia to the north and northwest, China To the east, Kyrgyzstan; to the southeast, Uzbekistan; and the Aral Sea to the south, Turkmenistan; and Caspian Sea to the southwest. But also, it's located within Europe. It has a rich history and culture with its own language and customs, since it was formerly part of the Achaemenid, Parthian, Kazakh, Sogdian, and Turkic Empire, successively, a semi-autonomous vassal Khanate of Uzbekistan, and then the Russian Empire. The country is landlocked but does border the Caspian Sea, 1,894 kilometers, equivalent to 1,176 miles. Due to its great distance from the ocean, Kazakhstan has a highly continental climate and large intraday and annual fluctuations in temperature. This means the temperatures in the winter months December to February are extremely cold, with national average between -9 centigrade and -12 centigrade, whereas summer are hot with average temperatures of 22 centigrade to 23 centigrade in June, July, and August. Kazakhstan is home to the Lake Balkhash. The singularity of Lake Balkhash does not only lie in its spanning 17,000 square kilometers in Kazakhstan, which makes it the largest lake in Central Asia and 15th largest in the world, but also in the fact that it's divided by a narrow strait into two parts with different water compositions. In the western part, it's practically fresh, and in the eastern part, it's brackish. Alakal Lake is one of the largest hydrological closed lake located in Balkhash Alakal River Basin in southeast Kazakhstan, having a coastline approximately at 490 kilometers. Alakal Lake has faced multiple threats due to both natural and anthropogenic factors. As a result of tectonic movement, geology, wind wave conditions, growing tourism activities, fishing, and transport, etc. The currency of Kazakhstan is called tenge and was named after the ancient Turkish word of tent. Tenge was introduced in 1996 after Kazakhstan became independent from the Soviet Union. It replaced the Soviet ruble at a rate of 1 tenge equals 1,000 rubles. Kazakhstan has a rich history that dates back as far as 5th century BC. It was once part of the Silk Road trade route between China and Europe via Central Asia, which allowed them to develop their own unique culture that blends influence from both sides. What do most people need to know about Kazakhstan? You probably know it's a country of Central Asia, and its former president was Nursultan Nazarbayev. But do you know what crystallizes the Kazakhstan's uniqueness? And you might be surprised to hear that there are over 200 ethnic groups that make Kazakhstan a home to an interesting mixture of people and traditions. In this regard, such a collection creates a splendid outcome of expertise that can grease the wheels of any society. We are here to get you acquainted with the marvelous and virgin piece of land on your planet Earth, in the light of the cause of Kazakhstan's uniqueness guided by the cracks through the next main points. The population of Kazakhstan consists of 69% ethnic Kazakhs, 16.5% Russians, 8% Ukrainians, and 2% Germans. The country is also famous for its athletes such as Alexander Vinnikov, Alexander Karelin, and Vladimir Putin, who represented the country in various sport events, including Olympics. Kazakhstan is poised to become a critical player in global economics, and especially in China as part of its Belt and Road Initiative. The people of Kazakhstan have been known to be great traders and craftsmen, a fact which is still evident today. The nomadic lifestyle of the past is now being replaced with a more settled existence, but this does not mean that they are any less passionate about their culture or their traditions. Warmly greeted in the street, smiling Kazakhstanis are a merry people. They enjoy showing off their hospitality by offering tea or cookies to strangers, visitors, or even travelers passing through their country. These nomads have adapted well to modern times, but they still share many of their ancestors' traditions in different celebrations and holidays of the year. Undoubtedly, Kazakhstan is one of the biggest countries in terms of territory, despite being one of the largest states in the part of Europe. There are not many people living there. Why? It turns out that Kazakhstan is home to less than 20 million people, and fewer than half of them lives in its capital city. But there are still plenty of things about Kazakhstan that most people don't know, and we are going to tell you about them. Do you know how some places seem to be stuck in time? Like if you look at a picture of them in the 1950s and then look at one today, you think nothing had changed. Well, Kazakhstan isn't one of those places. In fact, it's a country with more history than most of us realize. And that's why we are here telling you about Kazakhstan's unique history and culture. Kazakhstan is a country that most people know very little about. It's easy to get bogged down in day-to-day life and forget that there are places in this world that are full of mystery and wonder. How far Kazakhstan has reached in the fields of science and technology? Well, in 2020, the National Institute of Intellectual Property named the top 5 most unusual inventions patented by Kazakhs, which were respectively: first place, women's shoes with removable heels; second place, horse milk chocolate; third place, method of removing ink from office paper; fourth place, remedy against the Colorado beetles; fifth place, charging station for electric vehicles. Moreover, Kazakhstan has given hand to those who are suffering auditory and visual impairment that Galim Zion Gabrishov and his team have attracted investors from the America and Australia through their inventions, which are bone headsets for the hearing impaired individuals, This device helps to recognize the vibrations and tonality of music. The invention was planned to be produced in China. 2. A device for visually impaired people using sound signals, which helps them navigate the vicinity areas around them and locate objects around them easily. Kazakhstan industry. Kazakhstan's industrial production measures the output of business integrated in the industrial sector of the economy. Mining and quarrying is the most important sector and accounts for 50% of total production. The biggest segment with mining is crude petroleum and natural gas extraction. Manufacturing accounts for 40%. The biggest segments within manufacturing are metallurgy, 15%, food production, 7%, and mechanical engineering, 4%. Electricity, gas, steam, and air conditioning supply accounts for 8% of total output, and water supply, sewage, waste management, and remediation for 1%. Kazakhstan is getting a lot of attention due to obtaining the fastest growing economy in the world by GDP per capita and its impressive economic development, which enables it to become one of the last remaining wild frontiers for investors, thanks to its natural resources and prolific supply and huge reservoir of lead, zinc, chromium, and uranium. The world's second largest reserves: aluminum, coal, iron, copper, manganese, and gold. The top 10 in the world, and an abundance of petroleum and natural gas. The world's 11th largest proven reserve globally. It's worth mentioning that it has more than 2 billion tons of copper and zinc, in addition to the largest reserves of diamonds. So it's clearly doing something right through previewing the next economy infographic. Shows that the Focus Economics analyst project GDP to expand 3.7 in 2022, which is up to 0.1 percentage points from last month's forecast. In 2023, the economy is set to grow 4.8%. According to the foregoing, I hope that you could extract the concept of a nation that is resulted through various proper elements mixture. Henceforth, welcome to Kazakhstan shall be your audible password to access these unforgettable memories once you set foot in Kazakhstan.